Hey, good evening. Welcome from this is our episode from the road. I'm Greg Claiborne, and I'm on a bus from Bakersfield to Los Angeles, and today we're going to be talking about. Who? Wait a second. Who are we? We are three black bread grabs, and this is a photo talk we have fairly regularly, not quite every week, but close thereabouts. And today we're going to be discussing a topic that kind of like this transition, going from Bakersfield through the grapevine into Los Angeles. I wanted to talk about photography and that things we're comfortable with, and coming from all three of us coming from Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York, we have classically trained photographers. We've been doing it for many years, and we're still doing it. And we get together and we have these photography discussions to keep the conversation going. My topic today. Oh, I didn't even introduce you. My name's Greg Claiborne. This is my friend Kenny Nelson, and that's Mark Skinner up there. His camera's off, but he's there. I assure you. Did
I'm
we lose
here.
him? Is he there? I don't know.
I'm here.
So, yeah, so the topic, there he is. The topic I chose for today was something familiar, anything that you are working on or experimenting photographically. Um, and since it's my topic and my prerogative, and since Kenny said he volunteered to kick it off, take it away, Mr. Nelson.
Okay. Well, with your introduction, I didn't follow the introduction to the letter the way you described it, but nonetheless, I'm going to speak to what I'm familiar with and what you know me to be familiar with, and a theme in which I've been exploring are exploring. They will probably seem elementary to you, but nonetheless, I'm still exploring them. So I'll start with this particular image here, which is, of course, I think something you're familiar with, which is the style of photography that I've been doing over the past 14 years. This is part of the series I've been working on called Coney Island House. This image was shot in black and white film with a medium format camera. And since I've been doing it since 2004, it's something I'm very comfortable with. I'm very natural with. I fit in there, the group, the music's pumping, the people know me, the familiarity's there. So I have the ability to shake and bake, move and groove within the zone, and just photograph the people. Will even though they may know I'm there, they won't know they don't care I'm there because they're familiar with me. So with that,
I love
that's
this series. I just want to say I have said it before, but I love this series. Go ahead.
thank you. And so what I've been working on, and I think you guys know that, and maybe some people may become familiar, that I tend to keep a very long list of ideas that I keep, photographic ideas. And so one of the photographic ideas I've been working on is well, it's a working in progress, but here's one of the images that
Wait,
I'm
wait,
working
wait,
on.
wait, wait! Before you go forward,
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm like been watching way too much Star Trek, and I'm trying to figure out how many people are in that photograph. What is going on there? I see
Well,
arms.
there are
I
there are
see.
three main characters, three main people, and everything else is in happening in the background.
Wait, but it's a woman in the middle. Is she carrying two children
And
or
she's carrying a
twins?
baby in a carrier on her back,
And
and she's dancing with her partner.
but I see an extra arm in the front.
You should Well, that's the arm of the baby because she's holding one of the baby's arms, and then one of the other arms is under her and pointing up toward her partner, and her partner is covering both of them with his hands.
Right.
And he,
He's blocking them from the
Yeah,
sun.
yeah. He's
And
right. Yeah.
that is a funky image. I really enjoy this image. There's a lot going on. I like
Yes.
it. I'm sorry. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Go
yeah,
ahead.
right.
I'm
And
excited.
for us locals, she's wearing Mashuda Farragoon fashion wear too.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. She's yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mashuda was a Brooklyn, a New York staple, I should say, for 30 years. He's
Yeah.
got a shop in Brooklyn. He's big. He's big here.
Yep, and she is very much committed to that idea and supporting Black businesses. So definitely, she would be there. Her name is Dee, by the way, and that is her daughter's baby.
Oh, so that's her
Okay, it
niece,
looks like she's got one
her
on
niece
her
or
That's
back.
nephew.
her daughter's baby.
Oh, okay. So okay.
All right, thank you. So,
But it
uh,
looks like she's got one on her back and one strapped in front of her because that little bitty arm reaching towards
yeah,
the gentleman on the left
yeah,
doesn't look like it's big enough to be an adult arm. But you said her arm is reaching back, so there's
y-
another body in
yeah.
there somewhere.
Well, her left arm is reaching back to hold the hand of the baby on her back, and her right arm is underneath her partner in a sweeping motion up because, of course, they're dancing. So,
Okay, but that can't be her arm reaching towards his left thigh.
yes, it
It
is
looks
her
like
arm reaching.
that's,
Yes,
but it
she's
doesn't match
twisting.
the size of her leg.
She's twisting. That's her arm. There were only three. Greg, take my word for it.
Only three people in the foreground there.
And there are three people in the foreground. Only
All right,
three. There's not a fourth.
all right, that's a freaky image. All right,
Okay.
if you say so.
Okay. And so the other theme that I'm working on is basically something similar to what you're seeing here. Now, of course, everyone takes cityscapes, but and I'm choosing a little slightly different route, which is cityscapes are usually, or a lot of cityscapes lately are high dynamic range, well lit, street signs and all that sort of pretty stuff. But I tend to go for the more gritty action, which is to create abstract shapes and forms by allowing the very dark, deep shadows that the sun creates in the shadow areas to just go dark. And so as to create these abstract forms and shapes and to accentuate things that are kind of intriguing in a way, to some degree. So I just
Well,
think it's a weird shot.
I think what you've also done is you've allowed these, you know, you hinted at it, but a lot of cityscapes are static, and you've really sort of captured in your cityscapes a lot of the kinetic energy that's in the city, and in this case, you've added the temporary element of traffic.
Yeah,
Usually people add the temporary element of people.
yeah,
Sometimes it's blurred. Sometimes it's blurred. Sometimes it's not. But even when they do traffic, it's usually something like a blurred cab or something like that. But
yeah,
you've made a point to incorporate the signage that's on top, that's on a truck,
yeah,
and that signage uh, is a temporary element, but it feeds into your description of a landscape at that particular time.
yeah, yeah. And so, and I'll just go through these really quick. Just again, taking
Wait.
abstract.
But what about the Goya? You can't deny that Goya. Come on.
Well, I didn't say the name, but it's there, and it's pretty apparent that it's a major feature.
Yeah, but
And
as a design element, it's just so unexpected.
it is unexpected. Yes, that's the exact, and when I took the photograph, I had the thought process as to taking two successive shots, one with it, one without it. I don't think I kept the one without it because I didn't think it worked as well as this one did. So this is the one that I kept, and this is the one that I keep because I like that surprising element, and it sort of shakes things up a bit. Because for the most part,
Well,
everything is clean.
well, yeah, and it adds to it counterbalances the blue sky.
Yeah.
It looks like a new age ad for Goya beans.
All right. So this next one is again within the same theme. I'm not just restricting myself to landscapes, but actually abstract forms in the city. And so this is again part of it. And again, it has to do with creating these amazingly deep shadows and allowing the city to just show a little bit, not the whole thing. So you just get a sense of either scale or metropolis or something of that sort. So in this particular instance, I have a sense of metropolis here, the actual metropolis, as in Superman and stuff like that. So, uh, you know, you know, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, look up in the sky, them, you know.
It
So you get a
has
little bit
kind
of
of
that there.
a graphic novel feel to it. So
Mhm.
you'd see it like in a comic book or something.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, I'm just this is a
Yeah.
third one, so this is the last one of this is the ones that I'm showing, and I think again it just really and all this harkens back a little bit to some of the early photographers. I can't reference anyone who really shot this like this, where the shadows would go dark. I don't recall anyone who's really done that in terms of a cityscape. If you
You
can think
mean
of it
in general, or
in general,
you mean in
or
general?
well, in the history of photography,
Uh,
anyone who's done
well,
really dramatic cityscapes, where Strand might have done it in a couple of the photographs that we see in Paul Strand's work, um,
yeah,
but
Strand. I
yeah,
I feel like actually, isn't that picture that Fox Talbot did out the back of his door? Isn't that similar? But besides that, there's a one of the, oh gosh, I forgot his name. One of the recent Hasselblad masters, I think 2018,
hmm,
does X-Pan cityscapes with long, long shadows.
okay,
Uh, Gosh, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry,
that's okay,
guys.
that's okay. But this is the theme that I'm working on now, and I've been working on it for quite a while. So and again, I don't go out and photograph these things regularly, but when I'm out there and I see something, I usually remember that I'm going in for this particular theme that I'm
Right.
working on, and that's all for me.
I, I like
That's it.
the scale of these, the sense of scale, because they're normally, cityscapes, yeah, but this one feels big, like there's a scale, like
Yes,
the size of that building compared to the street lights,
yes,
and that you chose not to put,
Excuse
a lot of traffic in the image.
yes,
It kind of exacerbates or accentuates the scale, and I
yes,
like that. And the big shadows. If that's what you are shooting for,
yeah,
I'm I'm feeling it, man.
yeah, yeah. It goes along, yeah, because there's a sort of a theme that I've been working on as well, which is man in the environment that he created.
Yeah,
And just to always show um, how small man is compared to the things that he in general builds. And in this day and age where you're talking about apartment buildings that are 1,100, 1,200 feet tall, and the average male is about 6 feet tall. The scale difference is pretty drastic
pretty big.
when you
Yeah,
look at that.
yeah.
You know? So yeah, and you're never going to
Wow.
fit
Okay.
that many people into that amount of people into a building to the level of where it's going to all get filled up by humanity in such a level where there's no space. I'm
Right.
babbling right now, so I may not be making sense. So
I know what you mean.
Well, nicely done, Mr. Nelson.
thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, I guess I should put send our condolences out to those folks in Florida, just outside of Miami, who were you know just heard that collapse, building collapse down there. So thoughts and prayers for that. That's kind of a tough situation. But we're going to bring it back here, and we're going to pass it off to Mark. Mark, what have you got old, and what are you comfortable with, and what are you shooting at that's new?
Okie doke. All right. Well, in all honesty, my comfort zone, if Ken puts the first one on the board
Okay.
here,
Where's that about honesty?
and it's not a 20. So it's not a 2018 Hotspot Master, but it is one of the earlier ones. Anyway, my comfort zone really is studio work. I think we've all established this. And basically, what I did is I just grabbed an item from the kitchen and I threw it on a set and I lit it and I photographed it because I'm hoping to do a lot of product photography in the next couple of months.
Hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
Looks like mayonnaise.
Well, I signed up with Fiverr, just so you guys know, and so they accepted me pretty quickly. So I'm going to try to get some just some rapid turnaround product photography work. So we'll see what happens there. But I kind of wanted to, get my chops back up. This is the only thing that was done here was not contrast, yeah, like contrast, and I cropped a little bit off the top and a little bit off the right side just to even out on either side. Other than that, that's straight off the camera
Uh-huh.
with a couple of
Looks
lights.
looks like almond milk.
Yeah, it's not. It's lemonade. Believe it or not, it's lemonade with the wrapper taken off.
Okay.
So that's really my comfort zone. But I think originally you were talking about the idea of something new and something familiar at the same time. Well, just doing generic product shots is kind of new for me because everything that I had done before was for the cat. All the product shots I had done before was for the catalog or for some freelance customer who wanted something special, but or a test shot. But that's really it. So
Okay.
for the comfort area,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and
That's
then
good.
when you go to
That's
the
good.
yeah, that's good. So you want to go somewhere I'm not really. It's out of my
You say
comfort
ham
zone.
puppet.
Basically, well, it's more than a puppet. This
Shadow
is
puppet.
my, huh? No, this is Count Dogula, and I'm hoping to create my own cryptocurrency. Is Count Dogula uh, will hopefully not be as soul sucking as some of the other cryptocurrencies that have graced the planet, because it seems like a lot of others, they're either, cryptocurrency is really, horrible for the environment, with the exception of, I think, Dogecoin is a little bit less so in terms of how they use the computers to do the mining. And I just thought it'd be cute to have my own. So what I'm not comfortable with really is producing imagery that I feel is kind of silly and farcical. That's not
Okay.
really my forte.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not really comfortable with that. But there you go. That's Count Dogula, and I will hopefully have my own cryptocurrency
So
in
that's
about a year.
that's not a shadow puppet.
Oh, it is. It's a shadow puppet. It's my hands and my cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
and
Count
together,
Dogula.
Count Dogula. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is Mark's sarcasm reeling to get out. You know.
Yes.
Yes.
No, and I'm not. That's not really my area. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. So hopefully we're heading into the grapevine, and we'll lose reception right about here. But
Oh no. Greg, Greg, you got like
crypto
5 minutes to speak before you lose your.
cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's the we're on the 99. That's the five over there. We're about to merge, so we're close to the going into the mountains. Anyway, was that all you had, Mark?
That's it. That's it. That was my comfort zone, and then my area where I'm not really comfortable. Yeah, I'm not really
Yeah.
comfortable making.
Hey,
Well, I'm not.
Ken,
I'm not
next
really.
next
I'm
time.
not really comfortable using photography to make silly jokes that could become really lucrative
Well,
if I play my cards correct.
you succeeded.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That you succeeded on that one. That one's very silly, Mark. Maybe you should pursue that.
I kind of plan to do so. I kind of want to see how that's done. I don't know how it's done, but I'm going to try.
So if this would ever become a meme, you'd be okay with it.
As long as I can monetize it for myself, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should
No,
try
no,
to capture your wit on film because your like Ken said, your sarcasm is on full display. If you could do like a series of sarcastic images coming out of that fruitful vegetable field that is your mind. I think you'd
Well, I
have a
mean,
good
look,
time.
as of last week or as of 2 weeks ago, there are people who are like Dogecoin millionaires who can't access their worth. So it seems kind of scary to me. I mean, and I was reading about that, and I started making a hand puppet, and I went, ah, that would be scary if you had a lot of money in the bank and you just couldn't get it because the governing agents, the governing company won't let you get to your account. So
Yeah.
that's pretty scary.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. We'll be. I look forward to your next installment of your newfound photo witticisms.
Well,
All right, moving right along. I guess it's
Yep.
gonna come down to me, and maybe I can finish it
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait till the playback to find out what you said because you dropped out on this side.
What's that? Say again.
I said you dropped out on this side, so I'm gonna have to wait until the playback to find out what the next installment was going to be.
Oh, okay. All right, no worries. Um, throw up my first image, Mr. Nelson. Thank you for being the tech director for this.
You got it.
I guess something old. Everything went black. Um, I I'm kind of like a street photographer at my heart, and I just like capturing the unusual. And I thank God that I seem to be attracted to, or these things seem to be attracted to me. And I was just getting my oil changed, and this dude had on the coolest mask. He had about three of them, of like, somebody smoking a stogie. Three different versions, a day version, a night version, and I thought this was like some of the most creative masks I've seen through
Hmm.
this whole pandemic, which thank God we're also coming out of. I got my vaccinations and my card, so thank you very much. But federal law says I still got to wear this on public transportation, or so here I am.
I wish I had thought about it. I would have purchased one like this, and photographed some African Americans wearing it, and made a real public statement about the you know about
Man,
how.
you don't know any illustrators? There's got to be some illustrators there in Brooklyn who would be happy to generate something like this. This would be a big money maker. I guarantee it. I'd buy several.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's part of my old. So, Did you guys freeze up on me? Are we still together?
We're still here.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Pop over to the next one because we're about to start heading into the mountains. And for the old one, yeah, nope. There's one before that one. Yeah, that one. I wanted to really start exploring series, or kind of cause and effect, and one thing happens and another thing happens, and I got a kick out of this, beware of the dog, and then go to the next one, and the dog was like, "What, you thought I was kidding?" He
Okay.
had like three chains on him, another harness. That dog was all business, and I want to really try to see if I can capture like not cause and effect, but one thing happening and then another thing right behind it to create like a short series, not a full series, but a short series. And I think this one was effective. The sign said "Beware the dog," and he was kind of timid, staying low. And then I guess he got a good look and good a whiff of me, and he's like, "You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me?"
He just wanted to let you know he was dripping with bling. That's all. He just wanted to show you.
Yeah. That's it. Well, we're heading up. You guys can see this. We're heading into the mountains,
Okay.
into the Tehachapi Pass, and this is Fort Tejon. It's the link into the Grapevine, and then we'll drop on the other side into the San Fernando Valley into Los Angeles.
Oh, there
So,
you go.
you guys got anything else going on, or can we just wrap it before we lose signal?
No, nothing's
No,
going on.
So when you do these series, are you gonna do more of these, like this than that, and this than that?
Um, I haven't. I like to try to, do it like Ken and catch it on the fly where I find it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe setting something up and doing a short series like that just to see what I can capture.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Right, right. Because sometimes, well, for a great, at least for me, sometimes the theme comes after I've taken many of the photographs already,
Ah,
and
okay.
that's a lot of photographers work that way, because the fact is it's all coming from the same head, so the same brain will probably recreate things or make its own decisions as to what it's going to photograph or what photographer is going to do. And after you get a certain level of images, you'll see the similarities between them, and then you realize, yeah, it only stands to reason since they're coming from the same head, my own, the same brain. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll
Yeah.
we'll have to follow up on this topic and see what we come up with.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Well, if you got anything else, Mark, I'm gonna wrap it up here then.
Well, I guess what you're really asking is, am I comfortable with what was spoken today? I guess so. I don't have anything else. That's really it.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
Awesome.
I'm good too.
All right. Well, this has been short and sweet. On the road with three Black Brads. I'm Greg Leghorn. That's Mark
Get
Skillet.
home safe, Greg.
And what's that?
Get home safely.
Get home safe. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Traveling Angels. And that's Mr. Kenny Nelson back there. And
Did we lose him?
Yeah, I think he said, "We'll talk to you later."
wish you all safe
Oh, I was gonna say. I thought
travels.
the
And
dog might have gotten you. That was a pretty mean looking dog you had in that
see you.
last photo.
Greg,
You're
what'd you
still
say?
recording. I
Yeah.
said, I said, see you later. I signed
Okay.
off.
Okay.